My name is Maggie Grover. I came to case law in 1980. I hadn't been in Cleveland for a while before then. The fall and spring periods in Cleveland were just gorgeous, and winter was not nearly as bad as some of the places where I had lived growing up. My grandfather was affiliated with the university. My uncle had gone to the university. My mother went back to Western Reserve when she was getting her teaching certificate. And so we were in and out of Cleveland a fair amount while I was growing up. This is really exciting. This is really exciting. Yeah. I have a lifelong relationship with Case. So actually, Western Reserve. I do think that my life has been charmed in many ways. And so I do enjoy giving back, and it keeps me really grounded. Probably the most satisfying thing that I do in my life is giving back and knowing that it makes a difference to other people. Well, I was dead set on being a journalist. I was on the school newspaper. We had a weekly newspaper that was a regional newspaper in Vermont. And I rode my bicycle down and learned how to do copy set and did editing and laid out the advertising. And I had a little column that I got to write every now and then. And then when I got to college, everybody that wanted to be a journalist in the wake of Watergate was in J school. And my father kind of talked me out of it. I went into a business program, and nobody wanted to hire somebody with just an undergrad degree in business. They wanted an MBA. And the classes that I had liked in the business program were the law classes. And so that's how I turned to law school. A lot of the skills that I had from journalism translated pretty well into the law career because I can interview people, I can take notes, I can write. And yeah, and then I applied in Cleveland thinking that if I really got desperate, I could move in with my grandparents. I love my grandparents. I could not have lived with them. Thank goodness that didn't happen. But Case offered me a scholarship, and that made all the difference to me. I was a participant in the unemployment clinic. We didn't actually have a faculty advisor, but we would help people that were trying to get unemployment benefits, and we would go into the unemployment court with them. And that was really interesting hands-on, on your feet experience. I started pretty much as a litigator. And when it was the time that I should start developing my own area of practice, I had done a few cases in employment work. And then Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas were all over the television, and all of the firm's clients wanted harassment prevention programs and harassment prevention policies. And I started writing those. And I really enjoy the employment work because it's always about a human story. I was on a committee for the city of San Francisco to develop their harassment prevention policy and their training materials. We met for months and we rolled out what was a really, really good policy. It's gotten better, but it's not entirely resolved. I've been working on that for a long time. I have been active in a group called the Conference of California Bar Associations. And this is a group of attorneys from around the state that gets together once a year. We propose laws, we vet them with each other, and then we lobby for them to be adopted in Sacramento. And we were the first to propose transgender protection in the Fair Employment and Housing Act. In many ways, the statutes have moved forward. I don't think the courts have necessarily followed them. I think it's really difficult for people that don't have a lot of assets to litigate. When you can't find someone who's willing to take a case on a pro bono basis or on a contingency fee basis, you got to start with it's a six-figure attorney fee. And so we have priced justice out of the realm of possibility. And California courts are slow. I think I don't know what other courts are doing. Federal courts are slow. The pandemic didn't help, the shutdown of the pandemic. We need to work on the court and administrative systems so that real ordinary people can get the relief that they should be getting. I really am proud of the growth that I have seen for Case Western Reserve since I've moved to California. Not unusual for people to change their minds about what they want to do once they get their feet wet. And just look at what opportunities are out there. It may be your second, third, or even fourth try before you find what really makes your heart warm and is intellectually challenging and is something you want to do for the rest of your life. So be flexible and talk to people. Get as many informational interviews as you can. Find out what people like and what they dislike. It may be that you are a litigator. It may be that you are absolutely not a litigator. But try it. Take a summer job, take a temporary job, take a job with a big firm that allows you to go into a public defender office, as some of the big firms here do. Benefits both of you, but just try things and until you find whatever is the right fit. And a law degree doesn't mean you have to practice law. It can work into business. It can work into any number of leadership positions. You've got great skills coming out of the law school. Your ability to think and read and write and analyze, they're all useful across the board. If you want to have a law school that's outside of Cleveland, you need alumni that are outside of Cleveland and reaching back and keeping those connections going and keeping that pipeline open. Obviously, the alumni financial support enables people that wouldn't otherwise be able to attend Case to come, because that funds scholarships, it funds other things that help the law school keep their expenses down or keep the tuition down. It's crazy that people come out of law school with years and years of debt. And I was lucky enough to come out with a debt that I could pay off in my very first year. This is really exciting. Yeah, I'm just so honored and humbled to be recognized.